Welcome back. Leslie joins us this morning from White Oak High School to tell us about their barbecue cook-off that is kicking off soon.
Yes, we are going to be hosting a regional tournament for the state of Texas. We have about 30 teams registered to attend, and it's going to be on February 1st.
So these are actually high schoolers cooking?
Yes, teams of 1 to 5. They'll come, they'll bring their rig, and that varies what size they bring, and then they'll be cooking in 5 categories: dessert, beans, chicken, ribs, and brisket.
Speaking of brisket, I know that takes some skill. You have to smoke it, and sometimes isn't it like the longer the better?
It is. Typically briskets are smoked anywhere between 10 to 12 hours. We have about 8 to get it smoked, so we use a smaller cut, and that works out really well.
Okay, so they just make a smaller piece so then it actually smokes all the way through?
Right. Normally when you buy a brisket, it's about 13-ish pounds, and we start with a brisket that's about 10 to 12, and then the kids trim it down so that when they're smoking, they smoke between an 8 and a 9-pound brisket. Then we cook it a little bit hotter. So normally at home you'd smoke a brisket about 250, 225. We smoke briskets at around 300 to 325 to get them done in the amount of time. So it's a little different than home.
Sounds like it. So what kind of smokers are they using then?
They're using everything from pellet smokers to green egg smokers, barrel smokers, offset smokers, pretty much anything that they can build or buy as long as it's wood, no electric, no gas, so any of that.
Yeah, so is this White Oak High Schoolers? Who can enter this competition?
Any high school team across the state can enter any regional. It's with the Texas High School Barbecue Cookers Association. That's a mouthful, I know. And we follow the Lone Star Barbecue Association rules, or Lone Star Barbecue Society rules. But any high school across the state can enter as long as they have a mentor and a sponsor from the school district. They can make up a team, does not have to be involved in culinary or FFA, although typically that's what they're involved in, and then they can come and cook for us or cook at our cook-off and for the judges.
That's so interesting. I wish that I knew about this when I was in high school, right? I feel like brisket, that might be one of my talents here.
It's kind of new. It's been around for about 5 years that we've been hosting or having competitive barbecue competitions across the state for high school students.
So how are they being judged on all this delicious food, all these different categories?
Right. Well, all the food is obviously judged on appearance and taste. Then brisket and ribs are judged on texture. There's a lot that goes into it, in that the beans category, you can't have anything larger than a dime, and they're looking for different flavor profiles, making sure that what you're looking for, what they're tasting, is good. Then for brisket, it's got to be really tender. They want to be able to pull it apart with a plastic fork and knife, and the same for ribs. They want to be able to pull that meat off the bone easily.
You're making my mouth water. It's right around lunchtime. So where can people find more information if they want to sign up for this? They
can call the high school. There's also a website that should be linked after we're done on y'all's page for them to go to the culinary site, and there's a link there for them to sign up to judge, and also a link to the High School Barbecue Association page.
And let the games begin. Thank you so much, Leslie, for stopping by to tell us about this fun competition.